can't. Get out.
The media always takes things out of context, but it's okay because I'm part of the media. Here's the deal, though.
Rumor has it that Steve Harvey may have had a hand in the downfall of the talk show Queen Wendy Williams. Moreover, there are even facts that indicate Steve Harvey had a grand plan to destroy Wendy's empire. What's the reason? You'll find out soon enough, but trust me, Steve Harvey decided to take revenge for a reason. Grab your popcorn and fasten your seatbelts because this is a video you won't want to miss. Hi everyone and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel, the place where we sip the hottest tea and dissect the juiciest scandals. Now, we all know that Wendy Williams and Steve Harvey, they've had their fair share of tiffs and squabbles, but the stakes may have just got a whole lot higher. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the whispers and murmurs that have been flying around suggesting that Steve Harvey might have actually masterminded Wendy's downfall. We're talking sabotage, betrayal, and a whole lot of drama.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, let's get to the core of this trauma that's been swirling around Wendy Williams and Steve Harvey. Now, Wendy, as you might know, is renowned for stirring up controversies, but it's the way she zeroed in on Steve and his family that really cranked up the heat. See, Wendy has a knack for digging into rumors and spilling secrets, right? But when it came to Steve's family, it was like she had no off switch. She took every opportunity to mock and degrade them in the public eye. As if that wasn't enough, she didn't know where to draw the line. We're talking relentless, personal, and public humiliation that nobody wants to experience. It wasn't just a once-off jab, but constant, no holds, barred sniping that even for Wendy was over the top. You see, Steve, as successful as he is, isn't one to court drama. He's been in the public eye for ages and knows how to handle criticism. He took Wendy's constant attempts at belittling him and his family like a champ, and it looked like he was willing to brush it off for the longest time. However, when Wendy turned her sights on Lori, things went sideways. Steve has a special bond with Lori. They're tight, folks. They share a really close, warm relationship that's plain for everyone to see.
I'm so protective of her because I know what she's up against.
So it was only natural that he wouldn't just sit back when Wendy started taking shots at her. The whole dynamic changed when Lori became the target of Wendy's sharp tongue. One incident stands out from all this. Wendy took a swing at Lori's love life on her talk show, publicly shaming her for dating Future. Remember when Wendy said, "Lori wasn't born a Harvey. Steve adopted her when he got with Marjorie, his wife." That was the moment everyone knew Wendy had crossed the line. Not only was it irrelevant to the topic, but it felt like Wendy only brought it up to increase the embarrassment. After that, Steve couldn't take it anymore. Who could blame him? He'd had enough of the constant disrespect and humiliation, especially when it came to Lori.
I love this girl. This girl best thing for me. Now we gonna work. Now we gonna create an atmosphere of love and everybody's invited into it.
Right.
It was clear that he wasn't going to let Wendy's attacks slide anymore. He'd been patient for long enough, but this time, it seemed like Wendy had pushed him too far. All right, folks, let's get into the aftermath of Wendy's infamous shaming spree and how it impacted her own career. Believe it or not, Wendy wasn't done throwing shade at Steve's family, especially Lori. She continued on her mission to drag them through the mud, but little did she know that the tables were about to turn. Wendy seemed to believe she had a carte blanche when it came to public humiliation. She had no problem throwing around insults and ill-informed judgments about Lori's love life. In one unforgettable episode of her talk show, she went off about Lori's dating history like it was her business to air out in the first place. She exclaimed, "Famous Steve, I hope you and Marjorie are very proud of your daughter at 23 years old being with a man with so many children and running around." She went on to give her unsolicited thoughts about what she'd do if Lori were her daughter. Her words were not just distasteful, but downright harsh. But as you might expect, these stinging remarks didn't sit well with her viewers. Fans began to express their dissatisfaction with Wendy's off-putting comments. Many started to pull away, feeling that she had crossed a line. Wendy's fascination with humiliation and gossip was beginning to take a toll on her popularity. As if the fallout with her fans wasn't bad enough, Wendy's show also began to take a hit. Ratings started to drop, and rumors began to circulate about the future of the show. There was even chatter about the show possibly getting canceled, throwing Wendy's career into uncertainty.
Wreck families, ruin lives, you lose jobs.
On top of all this professional turmoil, Wendy's health also began to deteriorate. She needed to take some time off the show to deal with her health issues, adding more fuel to the speculations about the show's future. There were whispers of a career on the brink of collapse and a lifestyle under threat. Adding to Wendy's woes was the noticeable absence of support from fellow celebrities. Most stars are known to rally around their own during tough times, but Wendy's past transgressions seem to have left a lasting impression. She had a knack for offending other celebrities with her relentless love for gossip and criticism, and it seemed that her past actions were now haunting her. I mean, just look at the love that Jamie Foxx has been getting recently. Celebrities and fans alike have been showing their support left and right.
So I just
automatically pray for Jamie. Jamie's such a good human being.
But when it came to Wendy, there was a glaring silence. It was evident that her style of spilling the tea, which often bordered on being mean and offensive, had alienated many in the industry. Now, Wendy finds herself teetering on the edge of bankruptcy, with her show in limbo and her health in decline. It's a far cry from the high point of her career, and with the industry seemingly turning its back on her, it's hard to imagine what could be the next chapter in Wendy's tumultuous story. So here we have a woman who used to dish it out without a second thought, now dealing with the bitter taste of her own medicine. As Wendy's situation continues to unfold, we are left wondering whether this is the inevitable consequence of a career built on the public humiliation of others. The intriguing question here is whether this series of unfortunate events is due to karma or whether Steve may have had a hand in this downfall. Let's start with Wendy's bankruptcy. Reports suggest that the once wealthy talk show host is on the verge of financial ruin. She's known for her opulent lifestyle, but now with her show's future in doubt and her health issues, her fortunes have taken a hit.
Quite frankly, I see a period as a burden. I can't wait until it's over. I'm not scared of menopause at all.
One might say it's karma, given her love for airing others' dirty laundry, but could Steve's competition have accelerated this decline? You see, Steve Harvey has been rising in the talk show world just as Wendy's star was fading. His show, which has always been popular, saw a surge in viewership right around the time when Wendy's ratings started to plummet. Coincidence? Maybe, but there's no denying that he benefited from her fall. Steve was quoted in an interview saying, "I think there's room for everyone in this industry, and the audience will watch what they like." Subtle, right? But many read this as a veiled jab at Wendy, indicating that he was siphoning off her audience. Now let's talk about the rumors of Steve's influence in the industry. It's well known that Steve has strong connections in the entertainment world, and rumors started to circulate that he was using these connections to further tarnish Wendy's reputation. One such rumor that made rounds was about an influential producer who allegedly decided to sever ties with Wendy after a conversation with Steve. The producer was quoted as saying, "After speaking with Steve, I realized there were other opportunities that aligned more with my values." Although this wasn't a direct accusation, the implications were clear to anyone familiar with the industry dynamics. Another story that got tongues wagging was about a major sponsor deciding to withdraw their support from Wendy's show. The sponsor was reportedly convinced to shift their support to Steve's show instead. Although there were no direct references to Steve's involvement, the timing raised eyebrows. Then there's the issue of Wendy's strained relations with her son and brother. Wendy's family issues have been in the public domain for quite some time, and there's no clear connection to Steve here.
What I discovered this weekend is my son doesn't like me anymore.
However, some can't help but speculate if Steve's continual highlighting of Wendy's family issues on his show played a role in exacerbating the situation. At the end of the day, it's hard to say whether Steve Harvey has had a direct role in Wendy's predicaments or if these are just the repercussions of her actions over the years. As the saying goes, what goes around comes around, and maybe this is Wendy's round. As we observe this unraveling of events, it's critical to remember that every action has consequences, and sometimes those consequences can be far-reaching and unexpected. Wendy's downfall serves as a stark reminder of this reality. Whether Steve played a part in it or not, one thing is clear. The universe has a unique way of balancing things out. In conclusion, while it's tempting to pin Wendy's downfall on Steve's possible revenge, it could just be a case of karma finally catching up.
Please, I don't respect people's privacy. That's why I do the hot topics.
Regardless, it's a fascinating turn of events, serving as a potent lesson in humility and respect. After all, no one is immune to the effects of their actions, and in the world of celebrity gossip, the tables can turn faster than one can say hot topics. But the fans have a lot to say about it. As with any public figures, Wendy and Steve have their own fan bases and detractors, and each camp has its own theories about what's going on. On one hand, there are those who firmly believe in karma and see Wendy's current situation as a just response to her years of gossip and rumor spreading. One such fan left this comment under a recent video discussing the matter. "I've always said what you give out, you get back." Wendy has built a career on other people's scandals. Now, she's the scandal. It's a harsh view, no doubt, but one that's shared by many who believe that Wendy is simply reaping what she sowed. On the flip side, there's a crowd that's suspicious about Steve's involvement in Wendy's downfall. They point to his rise as Wendy fell and the rumors of his industry influence as evidence of foul play. One user, for example, commented, "Isn't it convenient that Steve's show gets popular just as Wendy's health and show go downhill? Something fishy is going on here?" This group seems convinced that Steve has had a hand in Wendy's predicaments, though it's all still speculation at this point. Whether you believe in karma or conspiracies, one thing is clear, the Wendy-Steve saga has gotten everyone talking. So, what's your take? Is this karma doing its work, or could Steve be pulling the strings behind the scenes? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of celebrity relationships. Stay tuned for more captivating stories, and I'll see you in the next video.